yourself.
The savings are incredible, incredible, incredible.
It's your Ford dealer's year-end clearance. Hurry in because time is running.
This is regular. This is better. This Bayer is regular, but for headaches, Anacin is better. This is regular. This is better. This Bufferin is regular, but for headaches, Anacin is better. What makes Anacin better? It's simple. Regular Bayer and Bufferin have one ingredient for pain, but Anacin has two ingredients, an effective pain medicine plus a second ingredient that makes Anacin work better. For headache relief, get Anacin. Get better.
There's a place in North Louisiana they call Paradise. Sportsman's Paradise. Louisiana, we're really cooking. Give us a call.
Oh, man, we're really cooking now.
A whole paper towel can be too much or too little. Now there's a choice.
Select the size, the bounty you customize.
With special smaller sheets of the quicker, thicker picker-upper. Choose one sheet for small jobs, 2 sheets for regular jobs, 3 sheets for large jobs. And it's 50% longer than regular bounty.
Select the size, the bounty you customize.
Some good, clean fun is just a phone call away.
This chick is taking a shower in a bikini in a phone booth.
Monday at 4:30 on WHAS TV.
The Maury Povich Show, weekdays at 11 on WHAS TV.
From ABC News, World News Saturday. Here's Carol Simpson.
Good evening. In Alma-Ata, the capital of the former Soviet Republic of Kazakhstan, a new commonwealth rose today from the ashes of what was once the Soviet Union. The leaders of 11 former republics signed accords that officially sealed the fate of a once mighty force that dominated much of the planet for decades. And they effectively left Mikhail Gorbachev a leader without a country. More from ABC's Sheila Cast.
The leaders of the republics may still have deep differences behind the scenes, but in public, they were all smiles as they gathered to sign the agreement setting up a new commonwealth. With these documents, they declared the 69-year-old Soviet Union is dead. Only the Republic of Georgia and the Baltics did not sign. The leaders said there will be no central government uniting the remaining 11 republics, and that Russia will represent the other republics at the United Nations Security Council. But there will be some sort of unified military command, temporarily at least, under the current defense minister, Marshal Shaposhnikov. They promised the Commonwealth will honor existing arms control treaties, and that there will be some sort of central control over the nuclear arsenal. And they repeated their desire to move the nuclear weapons now in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Belarus into the Russian Republic, and eventually to destroy them. The 11 leaders put off the details of the military and nuclear controls for another meeting 9 days from now in the capital of the fledgling Commonwealth, Minsk. There they also plan to discuss the touchy question of whether the Commonwealth might have a role for Mikhail Gorbachev. Today they declared that since the Union no longer exists, neither does his job as president. Russia's President Boris Yeltsin said they respect Gorbachev, but that might diminish if he hangs on.
We don't want the Soviet tradition of burying every leader and then digging up the dirt on him, or to consider him as a criminal.
The leaders promised free passage across internal borders in the Commonwealth, but they offered no clues about how its economic problems will be addressed. They seemed more certain of what they were ending than of what they are starting. Sheila Cast, ABC News, Alma-Ata, Kazakhstan.
Secretary of State Baker says he's very satisfied with the accord reached today, creating the new Commonwealth. He made the remarks on his way home from Brussels, where he had appealed to the European allies to do more for the former republics. John McWethy is traveling with the Secretary of State.
Secretary Baker urged America's sometimes reluctant partners in Europe to expand their help to the struggling republics and to attend a conference next month in the U.S. to coordinate that help.
We are hopeful that we can bring the attention of the world to focus and bear upon what is truly a problem for the entire world.
Jacques Delors, president of the European Commission, explained why some countries are so irritated with the Bush administration's call for still more aid.
They may well say to me, why should we do more? In any case, it's not just a question of coordinating. There just aren't enough resources.
Baker said now that the republics no longer have strong central coordination of their economies, it is going to be even more expensive to help them. The Bush administration is increasingly unhappy with the Europeans for not moving more quickly with aid. For example, of the $2.7 billion promised by the EC thus far, U.S. officials say only 11% has been delivered. More than half of the $4 billion U.S. pledge is already on the way. Though Secretary Baker may have trouble getting more money from the Europeans, he faces a bigger fight with the American people. They have made it clear they want President Bush to focus on problems at home. John McWethy, ABC News, Brussels.
Coming up, the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Now it's a whole new ball game. And later in this broadcast, Christmas tree dealers say holiday spirit is running a distant second to recessionary fears. And getting away from it all by getting back to where you once belonged.
World News Saturday, brought to you by Scope.
A kiss? No, I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Oh, no, please, no, baby, no.
Oh, not a good idea. Not now.
No, bad time.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Your kiss is ready. Pucker up.
Right on the kisser.
Come on.
Kiss morning breath goodbye with Scope.
Give me that kiss.
The Lexus LS400 is equipped with a very sophisticated suspension system, which makes it seem like it's riding on rails, even when it's not.
Until today, the political pundits were calling them the Democratic six-pack, the 6 major candidates for the party's presidential nomination who were languishing in the shadow of the unannounced, undecided front-runner. Now that Mario Cuomo has officially announced that he won't run, the race is finally on. Here's ABC's Jim Wooten.
They've been running hard for weeks now, all these eager Democrats, but their campaign has really just begun today. Such was the powerful mystique of Governor Cuomo that until the Mario scenario was clear, and he was definitely in or out, the Democrats were in limbo. Ron Brown, the party chairman, is pleased that it's over.
It means that the field is solidified, that voters around the country know who's in it and can start making judgments.
And as the chairman knows, not only voters, but campaign contributors and professional campaign workers and strategists as well, who'd been waiting for Cuomo to make up his mind, are now free to make up theirs. Free to choose one of the other fellows. Senator Harkin of Iowa, perhaps, or maybe Senator Kerry of Nebraska, or Cuomo's fellow governor, Bill Clinton of Arkansas, who says he identifies with his New York counterpart's disappointment.
I know what it's like to want to run and feel that you can't. That's the way I felt 4 years ago. And my heart goes out to him.
And, says Clinton, the race would have been different if Cuomo had said yes instead of no.
It would have made a difference only, I think, in the debates and the discussion and the way the issues might have been framed. And he would have been the clear favorite and a very formidable opponent.
Maybe so, maybe not. We'll never know now, of course, and it'll be some time before we know who benefits most from Cuomo's decision. In terms of money, probably Harkin. In terms of people, veteran campaign staffers, probably Clinton. In terms of voters, delegates, well, that's what this campaign that's only just begun today is all about. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Washington.
Governor Clinton will be among the guests tomorrow on This Week with David Brinkley. After a 2.5-year probe of insider trading and political corruption charges, the Justice Department has decided not to seek an indictment against Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley. The Los Angeles Times says the Justice Department has told Bradley's lawyer the mayor will not face prosecution. Bradley says he's been vindicated. Company sources report that the McCrory Corporation is about to announce the closing of 229 stores, more than 1/5 of its total operation. McCrory operates under a variety of names, including Kresge and J.J. Newberry. Its stores offer low-priced merchandise, mostly in inner-city locations. The worst economic news of the week was the announcement by General Motors, the world's biggest corporation, that it's cutting 74,000 jobs over the next 3 years. That news sent shockwaves throughout the economy, and it has GM workers everywhere wondering and worrying. In Doraville, Georgia, ABC's Linda Patillo.
When workers from the Doraville plant gathered to give away food and toys this year, their annual Christmas charity drive had taken on new meaning. They faced the very real prospect of hard times themselves in the near future. Every Christmas, Doraville worker Emery Davis helps distribute the gifts his union collects for needy families. But he worries whether he'll be in a position to help others next year.
We are hanging tough so far, but we're something like in limbo, our plant. If it closed down naturally, I couldn't do this anymore. Last Christmas, there was no limit. The uncertainty wasn't there. It's bad. It's a hard time to be a worker. Merry Christmas. It's the worst I ever seen it in my time.
His fellow worker, Jim Landis, already knows what it is like to be without a job. He just returned to the plant in September after an 18-month layoff.
You know, that could have been me there today picking up something instead of passing something out. It makes Christmas a little down for us because we don't know what to expect for the new year.
Is that my present?
The Landis family thought this Christmas would be a time to celebrate, but there is so much uncertainty.
Will I retire from Doraville? Will I retire from General Motors? Well, I wish I had the answer. I wish I had a crystal ball and could see in it. I mean, if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here worrying about it, but I don't, and I just have to take it one day at a time.
And given these uncertain times, on this day, he's just thankful to have a job.
What do you think?
Linda Patillo, ABC News, Doraville, Georgia.
Meanwhile, in Denver, another family is worrying about the uncertain times and future Christmases. People in the Christmas tree business. Tom Foreman reports that as far as sales of fresh-cut trees are concerned, it's been a very bad year.
On his family's tree lot just outside of downtown Denver, Mike Lucero is trying to do what his family has done for 8 years, make a little extra Christmas money selling Christmas trees.
How much is this one?
I'll let you have this for 19.
But with the recession in full swing, the money is not flowing easily.
Oh, I've had a lot of people come and ask to work for trees. You know, and I try to help them out the best I can, you know, but I can't give them away, you know.
The Christmas tree market has been depressed for several years because of an oversupply of trees. At holiday tree farms in Oregon, more than 500,000 are shipped out each year, with helicopter harvesting helping to speed the process and lower overhead. But even that is not enough to offset low prices caused by overproduction on many smaller farms. That, coupled with the popularity of artificial trees, has kept the price of fresh-cut trees at a standstill.
All I can say is that the tree prices are now what they were in 1980, and our cost of production has gone up. So we're feeling the cost squeeze in the producing of these trees.
I got it. You got it.
For bargain hunting consumers, all of this is good news.
And also I know that they lower the prices closer to Christmas.
But for tree retailers like Mike Lucero, the limited profit he now makes on trees and the reluctance of consumers in a recession to let his price climb any higher has him wondering if the family lot will even be worth opening next Christmas. Tom Foreman, ABC News, Denver.
In a moment, a long-awaited turning point for South Africa.
Everyone knows Contact wrote the book on cold medicine. Now Contact's added a whole new chapter, introducing new Contact Day and Night. On this page, yellow day caplets that knock out your cold symptoms without making you drowsy, so you can breathe easy and work all day long. On this page, blue night caplets that relieve your symptoms to let you rest. Both formulas control your cold symptoms with the right medicine at the right time. New Contact Day and Night, a whole new chapter in cold relief.
I was a dedicated beard wearer until my wife gave me the new Remington Microscreen Elite. It's quick. It's close. The Remington Microscreen Elite has 2 ultra-thin screens and 112 diamond-honed cutting edges. The first screen shaves incredibly close. The second even closer. The Remington Microscreen Elite, so comfortable, shaves as close as a blade or your money back. And the Lady Remington, the perfect gift. Shave wet or dry. Super value shavers from Remington.
State finals coming up. A lot of pressure to win. I don't eat right, I get irregular, so I don't project a winning attitude, and the boys see that. I tried some natural bulk fiber, but I couldn't take all that grit. Then I discovered Sunrise Smooth Metamucil. No grit in the mix, or the taste. Easy to get the extra fiber I need every day to stay regular. You got a winning attitude, you win, if you're lucky.
Metamucil, and you could stay regular for the rest of your life.
In South Lebanon today, Israel turned over 3 kidnapped Lebanese civilians to the International Red Cross. The 3 men were kidnapped just yesterday by Israeli commandos who mistook them for suspected terrorists. In Johannesburg today, black and white leaders ended South African democracy talks in a conciliatory mood. They agreed to complete work on a post-apartheid constitution by the end of March and to much more. ABC's Don Cladstrup explains.
Something remarkable happened. The government finally said it's sorry about apartheid.
It was not the intention to deprive other people of their rights and to contribute to their misery, but eventually it led to just that. Insofar as that occurred, we deeply regret it.
A fitting end to the conference, which saw President de Klerk announce that during constitutional negotiations, his government is ready to create an interim government that includes blacks.
The goal which we have set ourselves, and on which there is consensus between us, is a noble goal.
But best intentions do not assure a smooth ride. Yesterday, when President de Klerk attacked the ANC for not surrendering its weapons, Nelson Mandela charged that de Klerk is unfit to head a government, a signal that real negotiations have started.
And I really do believe that as we get deeper into the negotiating process, you will get more of this. You're going to get breakdowns, you're going to get posturing, you're going to get drama and thunder and walkouts, perhaps.
And afterwards, if all goes well, handshakes. And there's something else to keep in mind as negotiators begin their quest for a new South Africa. In 1908, when the first Constitutional Convention was held, the faces were all white. 83 years later, how times change. Don Cladstrup, ABC News, Johannesburg.
When we come back, the world's winningest jockey meeting his greatest challenge.
Cutbacks continue.
Recession.
Politicians.
Crime.
Pollution. Daycare. Not having any time.
Job insecurity.
You never needed it more. A new extra-strength pain reliever made to get today's tough headaches before they really get you. 1,000 milligrams, stomach guard, and the name Bayer. That should ease your mind. Introducing new extra-strength Bayer Plus. Now there's no pain you can't bear.
Do your holiday shopping
with the Discover card. And you'll not only give, you'll receive a cashback bonus for every charge. It pays to Discover.
Every time it rains.
The Discover card pays a cashback bonus on every penny you charge.
Pennies from heaven.
It pays to Discover.
Power. Applied intelligently, its effects are magnificent. Witness the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Powered by the world's largest 24-valve V6 engine and an electronic transmission. It's a car designed to provide a more intelligent standard of performance, measured not simply in miles per hour, but by a slightly different gauge, miles per gallon. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Pain from just one sensitive tooth can start the domino effect. Pain can make you stop brushing, lead to plaque buildup, gingivitis, periodontal disease, even tooth loss. Sensodyne toothpaste helps stop the pain and the domino effect.
Norelco says don't shave your legs, baby them. With Norelco's incredibly close, comfortable shave that leaves you baby smooth, baby soft. Norelco Lady Shave Razors, dry or wet, we make close comfortable.
Ray Gandolf is on vacation, but Dick Schaap is standing by in New York with a look at the unstoppable Bill Shoemaker, along with today's sports highlights. Dick?
Thank you, Carol. The New York Giants, the defending Super Bowl champions, salvaged a .500 season today, beating the Houston Oilers, preventing the AFC Central champions from clinching a bye in the playoffs. Rodney Hampton ran for 140 yards for the Giants, capping his first 1,000-yard season. 100 years ago today, James Naismith invented basketball at Springfield College in Massachusetts. But, as the Indiana Hoosiers occasionally showed today in beating St. John's at Madison Square Garden, Bobby Knight may have perfected the game. Well, maybe almost perfected it. At this time of year, it's good to remember that the greatest gift of all is the gift of life. Some people said Bill Shoemaker was the greatest athlete they ever saw. Many said no, just the greatest rider. He's 60 now and still riding. A wheelchair. A constant reminder of the terrible auto crash last spring that left him a quadriplegic, every jockey's nightmare.
It's amazing. He shouldn't be here. And he fought very, very hard. I'm very proud of him.
I thought about being paralyzed a lot of times, and I didn't want to go through it now, but now that it has happened, and I've gotten kind of used to it.
Bill Shoemaker is back at work in the barns at dawn, training horses, studying horses.
And you can look in their eyes as they go by, you can tell whether they're feeling good or feeling bad or ready to go or not ready.
No one ever had a better feel for a horse. Now Shu has no feeling from the neck down. He also feels no bitterness.
Things happen to you that you don't, some of them you don't like and some of them you do like, so. But I think I'll beat this thing. I can move my hands a little bit now.
Shoemaker has his hopes and his horses and his family.
This is the hand that's been dealt. And he'll play it.
And the same for you.
Love to turn the cards back in, but can't. So we just go on.
Once, Shoemaker was a sorcerer in a saddle, a tiny man guiding massive animals through narrow, treacherous openings, winning more than 8,000 races, more than any other rider.
Show him how it works.
Now he guides a massive wheelchair, a sip and puff it is called. By inhaling or exhaling, Shu can move forward or back.
Kind of hard on this rug, though.
Because it's moving.
Yeah. Sticks the wheel stick.
He can take the lead or lay off the pace.
I know he's always working. He's always testing himself.
I mean, it must in many ways be as great a challenge as manipulating a big horse.
Well, it's probably more of a challenge, but it's fun doing it.
For Shoemaker, challenges have always been grim fun. He never gloated in victory, never whined in defeat.
In some ways, do you appreciate life more?
You do, I do, yes. Sure do. But just, you know, being able to come out here and watch my horses and train them and then have them run good once in a while, that's a great feeling.
I'm very blessed that I still have him, and that if I could have ended up with a man who had the use of his body and had no brain.
Sometimes Cindy gives her husband a little help. Shoemaker can see the funny side of it, too.
I'll wind up in the pool.
And when you do get back on the golf course, you'll get more strokes for this.
Should. Although one of my friends, Pierce, he said, I'm not giving you any strokes. Dead even.
Merry Christmas to the Shoemakers and to you. And to you too, Carol.
And to you too, Dick. When we come back, getting back to the good old days.
So now I get my chance to play, and I love it.
Make me rich, you say? How about $10 million rich next month when I'll announce the $10 million winning number? You get all new chances to be a millionaire, up to $10 million rich in the American Family Sweepstakes, the only one with my picture. The winning number may be in your hands right now, so be sure to look for my picture. Enter at once. It could make you very, very rich just weeks from now.
Everyone knows Contact wrote the book on cold medicine. Now Contact's added a whole new chapter, introducing new Contact Day and Night. On this page, yellow day caplets that knock out your cold symptoms without making you drowsy, so you can breathe easy and work all day long. On this page, blue night caplets that relieve your symptoms to let you rest. Both formulas control your cold symptoms with the right medicine at the right time. New Contact Day and Night, a whole new chapter in cold relief.
Sunday on This Week with David Brinkley, politics of the recession. Can the Federal Reserve and the White House turn the economy around? Can the Democrats do any better? Sunday.
Finally tonight, we think of Christmas as a time for children, and on this weekend before the big day, many adults are in the midst of the hustle and bustle, the last-minute shopping and trimming and wrapping and cooking, and they probably yearn for the good old days when they were children. Well, in Philadelphia, Al Dale has found a place where grown-ups can be kids again, even if it is only for one day.
Kindergarten is finger painting, building gingerbread houses, petting soft animals, and making new friends. What kindergarten is not is just for kids. All the students in this class are adults.
Oh, wow. Billy's discovering purple, everybody.
Betsy Smith, who teaches real kindergartners at Abington Friends, a private school near Philadelphia, thought it was about time that grown-ups were allowed to experience the fun of playtime all over again.
I baked for you.
So occasionally, she conducts kindergarten for adults.
They can be themselves. They can let their hair down. They can be spontaneous. They can be what somebody might judge as being silly, and it's okay.
Looks like some form of New Age therapy, right? Adults becoming children again to work through psychological problems? Nope. They're here just to have fun. Michael, who's a marketing consultant for doctors, came here to get away from the office.
See all the physicians around the table, and there's the person that leads the meeting.
Michael is having a hard time forgetting work, but Diane has the right idea.
I really never got to play when I was a child. I was the second oldest, and I always was raising the younger ones. So now I get my chance to play, and I love it.
So does Bill. Make that Billy.
This is fun. I came here because it's my birthday.
Kimberly is a nurse, but today she's just dishing the dirt with friends.
I can go home and I can wash my clothes and won't get in trouble for them being dirty. That's the part that's exciting. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Kimberly.
Okay. Put your toys away. Clean up time.
That means it's time for show and tell.
I have a skate.
Janice brought her favorite doll. Michael played his guitar. And what would kindergarten be without story time?
Now be careful, children. And remember, don't let a stranger in, and don't touch fire.
It's hard to keep your eyes open after all that playing, but that's okay, because nap time comes right after story time. And for these grown-up kids, this looks like the best part.
Al Dale, ABC News, Jenkintown, Pennsylvania.
And that's World News Saturday. I'm Carol Simpson. Good night.
From Washington, this has been World News Saturday.
This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.
Saturday, join ABC for an incredible musical event with superstars Phil Collins, Eric Clapton, Sinead O'Connor, Sting, Tina Turner, and George Michael, with your host for the evening, Sylvester Stallone. In Concert presents Two Rooms, a tribute to Elton John and Bernie Taupin. It all starts Saturday at 9, 8 Central.